Hello and welcome back to the Movie Attic. I'm Mike, and as I've said 5,000 or 6,000 times, this is the attic where I discuss and review movies, DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks for all the nice people out there in YouTube land. Today's big feature film is Sleepy Hollow, one of those great Tim Burton, Johnny Depp combos. But before we jump into the movie, here's a word from our fake sponsor. Look deeply into my eyes. Deeper. Deeper. Oh wait, come back. Now what am I going to do? What a shame, Drac, but boy do I have a solution for you. Howdy, 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 friends. I'm Smiling Sam, the Zoot Suit Man, and have I got a product for you from Dead Corpse. It is Drac-Cola Coffin Drops. Just pop one of these bad boys in your mouth right before you go feeding, and you will be coffin-free all night long. Let's check back in and see how Drac's doing now. Look into my eyes. Look deeper, deeper. Yes. Thanks, Dracula. So there was some side effects, but hey, I still get the girl. Oh, look, it's Little Richard. I'm not Little Richard. You kids should be in bed. Well, there you go, friends, another satisfied customer. So all you vampires and blood-sucking creatures of the night, don't forget to ask for them by name. They are Dracula Coffin Drops. Just tell them Smiling Sam sent you, and when you do, you'll get 10% off your first bottle. And remember, there's only a couple side effects. Sweating, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and that's your victims. So ask for them today. So there you go. How you like that? Well, there we go. Let's forget all that nonsense and jump into this film. Like I said before, it is Sleepy Hollow with Tim Burton and Johnny Depp. This is the steelbook. It actually comes with a book that has the actual story, and there's your 4K disc. There's a Blu-ray disc as well that's underneath the 4K disc. And like I always say, if you know me, and I know you don't, I hate it when discs are stacked on top of each other. But oh well. Here's the vital stats, of course, the piece of paper. It's from 1999. It's directed by Tim Burton. It's 105 minutes long. It's rated R. And like I said with my previous, well, not my previous video, but one of my videos, this movie is right on the edge of what I can take as far as gore is considered. It's in color. It's got a 5.1 English audio. It's also got a French track and various subtitles. And of course stars Johnny Depp and Christina Ricci, I believe. And like I said before, you won't be surprised at this information. This is another one of those movies I like to call my shameful horrors. It's, 26 years old. And last year was the first year that I actually watched it. But, as you probably already know too, I previously had this DVD version of it. And of course, I've had it for years and years and years. and never watched it. And then quite a while ago, but not like real far, there was a Blu-ray special edition. I think it was the same cover art and everything. I was gonna pick it up and I didn't, and thank goodness I didn't, because then it came out on 4K and that nice steelbook. And the story of some of these steelbooks, how I got them, I mean, it was just luck. I don't know how things are where you live, but I was getting these things at Best Buy and Barnes & Noble and different places. This one I got at Best Buy. I'd always look. I work real close to a Best Buy, so I'd always look up every Tuesday, see if they had some of this stuff. And if it said they had it, then I went to the store. And a lot of times I'd go to the store, it wasn't there. Here they hadn't even put it out yet. So I think I probably lucked out that it wasn't out on the shelf, that somebody would have picked it up before me. So that's how I got that movie. So I guess if you want to hear the story of this, and my only experience with this story was, of course, the old Disney double feature, Ichabod and Mr. Toad, which I have here somewhere, but I didn't feel like tearing the house apart to find it, to show it off. So all I have is that little cartoon version. Basically, you know what the story is. I don't know what the original story. I didn't read that book, which I don't know if anybody would read the books actually inside the steelbook, because you'd almost have to bend it to where you don't want to bend it, to get it out to read. So, contrary to that story, Johnny Depp's character is Ichabod Crane. He's almost like a forensic detective. This is right around the turn of the century. The town he's in, people don't want this stuff. They almost look at it as like magic or witchcraft. He's kind of shunned in his own town because these people are murdered and they just call it a death. Like the opening thing was Johnny found this guy floating in the river. So they kind of just said, well, he drowned, and that was his cause of death. Whether he was murdered, thrown in the creek, they didn't care. So he appears before this judge character, who is Christopher Lee. And this movie is compared a lot to Hammer films. It takes a story which I guess is a trope of Hammer films, completely turns it on its head and makes it into a different story. Of course, Christopher Lee's in a lot of these Hammer films, so I thought that was a cool aspect. And I don't know if I even mentioned, but I have not really seen Hammer films, and I have one coming, so that will be fun to experience. But anyway, back to the story. So this judge is upset at Johnny Depp's character and says, oh, you want a real test of your skills and we'll believe you or trust you after this? Go to this town, Sleepy Hollow. There's been 3 murders. Nobody can figure out, what the deal is. And so he goes there, and lo and behold, there was 3 murders. And all these characters, almost like a whodunit type, I guess a Christie type thing. A lot of big stars in this too that I recognized. And so and actually most of the people involved in this, it's like a big scandal of sorts. Most of the people involved in this scandal don't know who the killer is. I mean, the killer is the Headless Horseman, but he's being kind of manipulated or controlled as to who he kills by a human person. So they have to figure that out. And of course, he lops off all their heads. There is a scene in here with a wooden covered bridge with that I think does involve a pumpkin and everything. That is very like a throwback to the original. The Headless Horseman, of course, the actual guy that plays the Headless Horseman's only in it for a little bit because the rest of the time he doesn't have a head, so I'm sure the actor wasn't actually doing all this stuff, is Christopher Walken. And of course, if you know him, he's got a creepy factor to him. No offense to him, you know. So he's the Headless Horseman, and essentially you find out all this stuff about these townspeople, and then what the whole plot is, and you get to the end of the movie, and booyah, I guess, as they say. That's about the shortest telling I could tell of this movie. So I enjoyed this movie. It had a satisfying ending. Yeah, like I said, it's shameful that this movie is 26 years old and I haven't seen it till last year, so it was 25 years old when I finally saw it. This is probably going to be a movie I watch in rotation during the Halloween season. So, I guess that's everything. Wow, what a professional show. Anyway, like I say, I was glad I was able to pick up this steelbook back in the day, but if you've seen the movie or even the cartoon, or your thoughts on Hammer films, or Johnny Depp and Tim Burton films, leave a comment down in the comment section. Like I always say, I'd love to discuss it. It might seem like I miss out on a lot of movies, but I really do love movies, and they're a great escape for me. So if I was to rate this movie, I'd probably give it maybe 9 rolls of pink insulation out of 10. I like Tim Burton and Johnny Depp. So obviously, if you don't like that, or you don't like Hammer films, or retelling of classic tales, you might not enjoy this. I thought it looked really good. Tim Burton has a certain aesthetic to all of his films that are kind of dark, even if they're in color. And like I've said before, I have an OLED TV. So whether that factors into how dark or how, the picture looks, it could vary for you, of course. So until next time, when I have a completely different movie in the attic, probably another Halloween movie. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.